Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome. Today I want to talk about something truly special, something that is stirring in the hearts and homes of people all around the world. There is a quiet revolution happening. It's not loud, it's not flashy. It is a gentle yet powerful shift in how we connect with the divine. We are living in a time of incredible change. Everything around us seems to be moving so fast. But amidst all this noise, a new spiritual vision is quietly emerging. It is a vision that puts connection, family, and personal meaning right at the very center of our spiritual lives. This is a new dawn for spirituality, and it's happening right in our own living rooms. This new vision is deeply personal. It's about more than just following ancient traditions. It's about creating new ones. It's about listening to that still, small voice inside of us. That voice that knows what our souls truly need. For so long, many of us have looked outside ourselves for answers. We have searched in ancient books and grand institutions, and while there is so much wisdom to be found there, something new is calling to us. We are being called to look within. We are being called to look at the people we love, our families, and find the sacred right there in our everyday lives. It feels like the world is waking up to a more intimate and authentic way of being. We are beginning to understand that spirituality is not something separate from our daily existence. It is woven into the very fabric of our lives. It's in the stories we tell our children at bedtime. It's in the values we share around the dinner table. It's in the memories we create together. This beautiful awakening is leading families to do something extraordinary. They are creating their own sacred texts. They are writing down their own spiritual journeys, their own unique path to the light. This is a movement of the heart. It is a return to what truly matters. It's a recognition that every family has a sacred story to tell. Every home can be a sanctuary. Every moment can be a prayer. This is not about replacing the old ways. It is about expanding them. It is about adding our own voices to the great spiritual chorus of humanity. It's about honoring our own experiences as holy. What we are seeing is a surge of creativity, love, and hope, as people everywhere begin to write their own rules for faith and connection. It's a beautiful thing to witness. So, what exactly do I mean when I say a family sacred text? The idea might sound grand or even a little intimidating, but it is actually something very simple and profoundly beautiful. A family sacred text is a collection of what is most important to your family. It is a book, it is a journal, or it is a digital document. It holds your family's core values. It holds your deepest beliefs. It captures the stories that have shaped who you are. It's a living document, a spiritual inheritance that you create together. It is a testament to your family's unique journey through life. Think of it as your family's own book of wisdom. It's not written by ancient prophets or distant sages. It's written by you, written by your parents, written by your grandparents, written by your children. It can include so many different things. Treasured family recipes passed down for generations. Each recipe tells a story of love and nourishment. Letters to future generations sharing hopes and dreams. Poems that have touched your hearts. Quotes that give you strength in difficult times. This sacred text is a mirror. It reflects the soul of your family. A place to record the big moments, births, weddings. A place for small, quiet moments that mean the most. A child's drawing capturing joy. A memory of a shared laugh that still makes you smile. Lessons learned from challenges you overcame together. A collection of your family's light. A record of your resilience. A record of your compassion. A record of your love for one another. A source of guidance and comfort for everyone in the family. There are no rules. It can look any way you want. A scrapbook filled with photos and handwritten notes. A beautifully bound leather book. A shared digital folder anyone can add to from anywhere. What makes it sacred is not the paper or binding. It is the intention behind it. It is the love poured into its pages. The act of coming together to say, this is who we are. This is what we believe. This is our story. This beautiful trend is not happening in just one place. It is a global phenomenon. From the bustling cities of North America, to the quiet villages of Southeast Asia, from the heart of Europe, to the vibrant communities of Africa. Families everywhere are feeling this same call. They are feeling a pull to create something that is uniquely their own. It's a universal human longing for meaning and connection. In a world that can often feel disconnected and fragmented, people are finding new ways to build strong spiritual foundations within their own homes. This is a pulse of personal faith that is beating all around the globe. Let me tell you about a beautiful family I know. The Garcias. They live in a small, colorful house in San Antonio, Texas. For generations, their family has been deeply rooted in their Catholic faith. But a few years ago, the matriarch, Elena, felt something was missing. The traditions were beautiful, but she wanted her grandchildren to feel a more personal connection to their spiritual heritage. She wanted them to see the divine not just in the church, but in their own family history. She worried that the stories of their ancestors, their struggles, and their triumphs were getting lost over time. She wanted to capture the spirit of her family in a way that would last forever. So, Elena started something simple. She bought a large, empty, leather-bound journal. She called it the Libro de Nuestra Familia, or the Book of Our Family. The first thing she did was write a letter to her great-grandmother, a woman she never met, but whose stories of courage had always inspired her. She wrote about her life, her gratitude, and the lessons she had learned. Then she invited her children and grandchildren to do the same. She asked them to write letters, share memories, or even just draw pictures that represented what their family meant to them. It started slowly, with one letter, then another. Soon, the book began to fill with the soul of the Garcia family. Elena's son wrote about the day his own daughter was born. Her granddaughter, a budding artist, drew a beautiful portrait of their family home. They added old, faded photographs, tucking them between the pages like hidden treasures. They wrote down the recipes for the tamales they made every Christmas, noting not just the ingredients, but the feeling of togetherness that came with spending hours in the kitchen, side by side, their hands covered in masa. The Libro de Nuestra Familia has become the heart of their home. It is their sacred text. It sits on the coffee table, open for anyone to read or add to at any time. When they face challenges, they turn to the stories of resilience from their ancestors. When they celebrate, they record their joy on its pages. The book is a testament to their love, their faith, and their unbreakable bond. It is a living document that connects their past, their present, and their future. The Garcias didn't abandon their faith, they expanded it, creating a sacred space that honored their unique story and their journey together. Now let's travel across the world to Vancouver, Canada, to meet the Chen family. David and May are first-generation immigrants. David grew up in a household that practiced Buddhist traditions, while May's family followed the gentle teachings of Taoism. When they had their own children, they found themselves at a crossroads. They wanted to honor the rich spiritual heritage of their ancestors, but they also wanted to create something that felt true to their new life in Canada. Their solution was creative and deeply personal. They started a weekly tradition they called Wisdom Circle. Every Sunday evening after dinner, the family would gather in their living room. They didn't have a single book. Instead, they had a special box. Inside this box was a collection of items that represented their family's spiritual journey. There was a small, smooth stone from a river near May's ancestral village. Printed quotes from the Buddha. Printed quotes from Lao Tzu. Poems by Canadian poets. And song lyrics from artists their children loved. It was a beautiful blend of East and West, ancient and new. During their wisdom circle, each family member could choose an item from the box and share what it meant to them. One week, their son Leo might choose a quote from the Tao Te Ching and talk about how it helped him. The next week, their daughter An Li might share a modern song about kindness and lead a discussion on how they could be kinder. They recorded these conversations in a shared digital journal, adding photos, videos, and thoughts. This digital journal became their sacred text, a dynamic and evolving record of their family's search for wisdom and meaning. The Chen's sacred text isn't a static book, it's a living conversation. It honors their roots while giving them the freedom to grow and evolve. Their wisdom circle has become the most cherished part of their week. It is a time for connection, reflection, and deep listening. They are not just teaching their children about spirituality, they are living it, co-creating it together, and building a unique family legacy that bridges worlds and generations. In the green, rolling hills of County Cork, Ireland, lived the O'Connell family. Liam and Siobhan grew up with a deep respect for the earth. They had a cultural connection to Celtic Christianity, but they found their truest sense of the divine in the wild Irish landscape. They saw God in the mist rising over the fields at dawn. They heard spirit in the crashing waves of the Atlantic. They felt peace in the quiet strength of ancient oak trees. They wanted to pass this connection to nature onto their 3 children. The O'Connells created the seasonal almanac of the soul. Not 1 book, but 4: spring, summer, autumn, winter. At each season's start, the family begins a new volume together. They go on long walks. Children gather treasures: a seashell, a bright autumn leaf, a fallen bird's feather, a sprig of holly. Items are carefully pressed and taped into the pages, alongside drawings, poems, and observations of the changing landscape. Each almanac becomes a textured record of the family's year. In the spring book, a child's drawing of the first daffodil. The summer volume, long, light-filled evenings. The autumn book, reflections on letting go. The winter almanac, quiet contemplation. The books contain Celtic blessings, folk songs, and family stories tied to the land. For the children, the almanac is their book of prayers, their guide to the sacred. It teaches them to see the world with wonder, to find spiritual lessons in nature's rhythms. Their sacred text is not just words on a page. It's walking the land, observing the seasons, feeling part of something larger than themselves. Their family's faith is living and wild, like the Irish countryside they call home. It's a powerful reminder that the sacred is all around us, if we only take the time to look. So, why is this happening now? Why are so many families from all corners of the globe feeling this pull to create their own sacred texts? I believe one of the biggest reasons is a deep, soul-level hunger for authenticity. We live in a world that is often curated and filtered. We see perfect images on social media and are surrounded by messages telling us who we should be. In the midst of all this noise, there is a powerful longing for something real. People are tired of spiritual paths that feel disconnected from their lived experiences. They are searching for a faith that feels honest, personal, and true to who they are, right now, in this moment. This hunger for authenticity means we are no longer satisfied with simply inheriting beliefs without question. We want to understand them, to feel them, and to see how they fit into our own lives. Creating a family's sacred text is a radical act of authenticity. It is a declaration that your family's story matters. It's a statement that your experiences, your joys, your sorrows, your questions are holy. When a family sits down to write their own book of wisdom, they are saying that their truth is valid. They are honoring their own inner voice, a way of building a spiritual foundation on the solid ground of personal experience. This movement is a beautiful expression of spiritual maturity. It is the realization that we are all co-creators with the divine. We are not just followers, we are active participants in our own spiritual evolution. This search for what is real and true is leading us away from a one-size-fits-all approach to faith. It is guiding us toward a more personalized, tailor-made spirituality. It is a powerful shift from looking for God outside of ourselves to recognizing the divine spark that has been within us and our loved ones all along. Another powerful force driving this change is a profound quest for deeper connection. In our fast-paced, digital world, it can be so easy to feel isolated. We might have hundreds of friends online, but still feel a sense of loneliness. It's easy for families to become like ships passing in the night, living under the same roof, but not truly connecting. We are craving more than just surface-level interactions. We are yearning for moments of genuine presence, understanding, and shared meaning with the people who matter most to us. The act of creating a sacred text together becomes a powerful ritual of connection. It carves out dedicated time for the family to put away their phones, turn off the television, and simply be with one another. It opens up a space for conversations that might not happen otherwise. When you ask your grandfather to share a story from his youth, or you listen to your child talk about their hopes for the future, you are building bridges of understanding. This quest is not just about connecting with each other. It's also about connecting our past to our future. Creating a sacred text helps to preserve a sense of lineage and belonging. It becomes a vessel that carries the wisdom of the ancestors forward to future generations. It gives children a strong sense of their roots, a foundation upon which they can build their own lives. It answers the fundamental human question, where do I come from? Ultimately, this is a spiritual connection. It is the recognition that our family relationships are one of the primary arenas for our spiritual growth. It is through loving one another, forgiving one another, and supporting one another that we experience the divine. The family sacred text becomes a practical tool for nurturing this spiritual bond. It's a recurring invitation to come back to the heart of the family, to remember what unites you, and to recommit to walking life's path together. So perhaps you are feeling that little spark inside you. You are hearing this and thinking, yes, this is something I want for my family. But where do you begin? The idea can feel big, I know. The grandest journeys always begin with a single gentle step. You do not need a perfect plan. You do not need a fancy, expensive book. All you need is a willing heart and the intention to begin. The first step is simply to decide. Decide that your family's story is worth telling. Decide that your love is worth celebrating. That decision is the most powerful part of the process. Your first practical step can be wonderfully simple. Find a vessel for your stories. This could be a beautiful empty journal. It could be a simple spiral notebook. Or it could be a new, shared document you create online. Next, call your family together. Cozy, not formal. Explain the idea from your heart. I was thinking about how much I love our family and all our stories. What if we started a book where we could keep them all? Then, take the first action together. Maybe you can all write your names on the first page. The content of that first entry is less important than the act of creating it together. In that moment, your family's sacred text is born. Once you have started, you might wonder, what do we put inside? The answer is beautifully simple. Anything that holds meaning for your family. You can begin with the cornerstones of your family. Write down your core values. Kindness, honesty, resilience, joy. It's also a wonderful place to record the big milestones. But don't forget the small, everyday magic. Write down the funny things your children say. Include the recipes. Press flowers from your garden. Tape in ticket stubs. You can also create special sections within your book. Book of gratitude, book of courage, book of dreams. Encourage everyone to contribute. Let your children draw pictures. Let your teenager write a poem. This is a collaborative work of art. It is the story of you, written in your own voices, your own hands, and your own hearts. This beautiful movement of the heart is growing all around the world because we are sharing it with one another. We are inspiring each other. We are learning from each other's journeys. And so, the conversation doesn't end here. It is just beginning. I would love to hear from you. In the comments below, please share your thoughts. Did any of the stories we shared today resonate with you? Has this sparked an idea for your own family? Perhaps you already have a tradition like this in your home. If you do, please tell us about it. If this message touched your heart today, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell so you don't miss our next conversation. Your presence here is a gift. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Remember, the most sacred place on earth is not a distant temple or a grand cathedral. It is the human heart. It is the space between you and the people you love. Go now and fill that sacred space with your stories, your light, your boundless love. Until next time, may you all go in grace and fill your lives with soul.